Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is so nice to see you all here, and my heart is very full as we make a really exciting announcement today. With me and speaking are Lincoln City Council Chairperson Sandra Washington, Southeast Community College President Dr. Paul Illich, our Fearless Libraries Director Ryan Weaver, and Lincoln City Libraries Board of Trustees President Joe Shaw. Thank you for being here. I also want to thank, from the bottom of my heart, some of the other council members who are here today, my partners in local government. Councilmember Tom Beckius is with us, and also Councilmember Benny Shobe. There he is. We're here at Bennett Martin Public Library, and for over 60 years now, community members of all ages and backgrounds and abilities, interests, and reading levels have walked through those doors. And they've entered to connect with one another, to discover new ideas and foster lifelong learning. In many respects, and for many decades, Bennett Martin Public Library has served our community very well. That said, Bennett Martin Public Library has grown older while Lincoln has grown bigger. And today, this library suffers from some increasing maintenance costs, an outdated and inefficient design, and limited space for meetings, study, programming, and parking. In other words, Bennett Martin represents a library of the past. In contrast, today's modern libraries are far more than books. 21st century libraries power 21st century cities. They catalyze innovation and creativity. They foster community connection, promote lifelong learning, increase digital literacy and technology access. They improve educational outcomes and support economic development and enhance the overall quality of life for our community members. The City of Lincoln has long recognized the public value of a new central library. And that's why 20 years ago, the city first included plans for a new central library in our capital improvement program. That was the beginning of a very long public conversation about how we might build a library for Lincoln's future. Today, so many of us, are gathered here today to present and take in a vision for that library, a vision rooted in decades of community engagement. And this afternoon, I am thrilled to announce a once-in-a-generation opportunity for the City of Lincoln to purchase and rehabilitate the Southeast Community College building at 1111 O Street for use as a modern central library. Just five ways that this new library would provide greater benefits to our community. First, this redesigned facility will offer amenities that our community members expect in a modern library. Among these exciting features are interactive children and teens areas, a makerspace, digital creative zones, a community rooftop auditorium and terrace, a coffee shop with extended hours, and expanded space for study and meetings and public gatherings. Second, parking, and we know this is a really big one. Yeah, you all know. The O Street location offers an attached parking garage with, yes, right? That makes it way more accessible. It means we'll have a more inviting downtown presence for our patrons. And third, repurposing the SCC building into a central library is economical. By adaptively repurposing the existing structure, we reduce the overall project cost estimates by nearly 35%. That's compared to the cost of building a new facility at the former Pershing site. And additionally, the estimated cost if we were to try to rehab this site, which we have calculated, is $57 million, while the cost of repurposing the SCC building is considerably less, $46 million. And the $46 million would be split between $28 million in public funding, and we aspire to raise $18 million in private dollars for the project. Fourth, this project would be funded without the use of general obligation bonds. The city had previously contemplated paying for a new library with a multi-million-dollar GO bond that would raise the property tax rate. And this project does not do that. Fifth, by launching a philanthropic campaign to raise $18 million in private support for the project, we will have a nearly 60-40% split between public and private funds to cover the costs. I am pleased to announce today that thanks to the generosity of our philanthropic community, we already have $6 million worth of pledged commitments toward that $18 million. This project is our moment to write a bold new chapter for Lincoln as we create a modern library that will enhance our community's quality of life for generations to come. Here to share more details about the prospective transition to the Southeast Community College site is President of Southeast Community College, Dr. Paul Illich, and we're so grateful for our ongoing working relationship and all the amazing things that you're doing to make life better in Lincoln. Please, we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Southeast Community College is very excited and honored. As you heard the mayor say, we have a long-standing partnership with the city of Lincoln in both workforce and community development. SEC has been operating its Education Square location since 1996 as a part of our mission to empower and transform the diverse learners and communities of Southeast Nebraska through lifelong educational opportunities. As the college has continued to pursue its capacity to produce a skilled workforce, SEC has added new facilities and spaces on all of our campuses, including the largest campus on 88 and O Street. With SEC planning to move the programs operating in Education Square to its 88 and O campus and other locations, we placed the property on the market for sale. The city of Lincoln then approached SEC about its interest in the site for a new library to foster community development, life enrichment, and personal growth. We are very appreciative of the strong and collaborative partnership with the city and look forward to many new opportunities that will be created with the prospective sale of the college's Education Square to the city of Lincoln. I'll now let the mayor and Director Weber share more about this exciting new space.
Thank you so much, Dr. Illich. We really appreciate the opportunity to work with you and your team at Southeast Community College, and this facility is just going to make such a difference for our community, and we want to build on its rich history of connecting, educating, and serving our community members. Now, our vision for a modern library features all these comprehensive amenities that will serve our community's wide range of skills, interests, needs, and backgrounds. And here to share more about what those features look like in Lincoln is City Libraries Director Ryan Weber.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Mayor Gaylor-Baird and Dr. Illich. Thank you to the mayor for leading this initiative and thoughtful planning and diligence that has involved so many community members and stakeholders over the years, including current and former library board members. And I'd like to take a moment just to recognize board members who are here in the room today. I see Dan Sloan, Joe Shaw, and Morgan Gertheisen. So thank you. Thank you to our wonderful and dedicated Lincoln City Libraries staff. Former library directors Pat Leach and Carol Connor. And former director for the Foundation for Lincoln City Libraries, Gail McNair. And their board. And we look forward to working together with the new foundation director, Tiffany Childress, whose first day is on the job today. Tiffany. So 22 years ago, the city of Lincoln began planning for a modern central library to replace an aging building that was designed during a time when libraries were places dedicated largely to the housing of books. Today's library, modern libraries, are still centered around books and literacy, yet there's so much more. They're dynamic, engaging centers of activity that bring the community together and reflect the city's commitment to literacy, early childhood development, lifelong learning, and access to information and ideas. The 80,000 square foot Southeast Community College building at 1111 O Street in the heart of downtown Lincoln is an ideal location for a modern public library. Originally designed as a public space for the purpose of a shopping mall and maintained beautifully the past 30 years by SCC, the building is in excellent condition. This location is also highly accessible through multiple methods of transportation. It has outstanding parking, and it's within close proximity to the bike path and the bus route. And it will be transformed into a library that features an open floor plan with great sight lines and a mixture of areas dedicated for activities and programming, collections, and collaborative meeting and study rooms. A state-of-the-art children's area will include a storytime room, creative and sensory activities for hands-on learning, and a diversity of seating and gathering areas for kids, parents, and caregivers. A space dedicated for teens on the first floor will have a makerspace area and digital creation workstations, and their own collections and a variety of seating options and study rooms. Digital literacy is huge, and opportunities and access to technology will be prominent by way of zones that feature workstations necessary for training and classes, job-seeking needs, and access to the abundance of the library's online digital resources. The library's Heritage Room of Nebraska authors and the Poly Music Library and the local history hub will be prominently featured on the second floor in an area situated for easy access and convenient help from library staff. Currently, the library system, including Bennett Martin, experiences heavy demand for its program and study spaces. In the new library, we will have a variety of spaces available for patrons for collaborative meeting, private study, and general community use. Included in the design is a rooftop auditorium that will have capacity for 300 seats for library and community use, and a rooftop terrace and courtyard as well. Hopefully you get the moment to take a look at some of the beautiful drawings out here that reflect all of the different areas within the library. The new library will be designed with flexibility in mind. In order to best plan for future needs and changing technologies, the library's layout will be created with a vision toward making easy changes between program, collection, technology, and meeting areas. This ensures the enduring value of the new space, allowing the new central library, unlike Bennett Martin, to evolve and change with the times. Lincoln's new central library will be a catalyst for innovation and creativity, a hub for community connection, and a place where lifelong learning takes place through programming, experiences, and an introduction to culture, the arts, and ideas. Curiosity and inspiration will be revealed around every corner in a space designed to be beautiful, functional, and long-lasting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Weaver, for your hard work, and to your whole team at Lincoln City Libraries. We're so grateful for your service and the vision and the leadership you're providing on this project. I'm also extremely thankful to our Lincoln City Libraries Board of Trustees, an all-volunteer group of 7 community members who provide important leadership for our public libraries. Trustees support the work of our libraries by advocating for a great public library system. And here to share more about their role in this project is Lincoln City Libraries Board of Trustees President Joe Shaw. Joe, thank you so much.
Hi, excuse me. Hi, everyone. As president of the Lincoln City Libraries Board of Trustees, I am so proud to support this amazing proposal. It reflects years of thoughtful planning and a clear vision for what our community needs. A modern central library will serve Lincoln residents in powerful ways with spaces that inspire curiosity, creativity, and connection. This is more than a building. It's an investment in learning, opportunity, and community well-being. The Library Board will recommend approval of this initiative on May 20th. We look forward to helping shape this exciting next chapter for Lincoln.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you for the many ways that you serve our community. So we are very fortunate to have great leaders and partners on our city council. And at this time, I'd like to invite up Lincoln City Council Chairperson Sandra Washington to share more about the ways this central library has great public value for our community. Chair Washington.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon. I'm not contagious. This is allergies. This is spring in Lincoln. There are many things to love about Lincoln, and our libraries are one of the things that countless Lincolnites and myself love about our city. That's what makes today's announcement especially exciting. This proposal is our community's chance to co-author a new story for both our libraries and for a future full of possibilities. Let's imagine that future taking shape inside the new Central Library. Imagine our community members gathering inside a rooftop auditorium and listening to a renowned author with Lincoln's dynamic skyline as a backdrop. Imagine a group of high school students building skateboards in a makerspace, skateboards that they take down to the new skate zone in the South Haymarket Park. And imagine curling up with a book in the privacy of a quiet reading room. I can definitely picture myself doing just that. As a young person, I was a bookworm, and I spent hours a day lost in a book. Sometimes outside under a shade of the tree, and sometimes, well, every night, just before I went to bed. And once a week, in my town's library, curled up in a corner with a stack of newly checked out books right next to me. I want the same for everyone else in our community. By shaping Lincoln's future library, we're shaping our own future, a future in which even more residents can harness knowledge, creativity, and connection in ways that power our community forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your leadership, Chairperson Washington. Thank you to our city council who are just wonderful supporters of our public libraries and our community. And again, this project is our moment to write a bold new chapter in the Lincoln story, as together we create a modern library that will make life better for the people of Lincoln for generations to come. Thank you so much for all of you who care about our libraries. Thank you for the ways you serve our community. Thank you for showing up today. I hope you'll keep showing up as we work to build this new modern library. And with that, we'd be so happy to take questions from the media who have been kind enough to come and hear our announcement.
With the lower cost of rehabbing this, I know when you did surveys earlier, you looked at broader improvements to the library system. With the branches, will this allow you to do more of those more quickly, or have you incorporated those into these plans?
I think,
Take that?
sure. I think what it's allowed us to do is to put forth a viable solution to downtown, which will be the inspiration and make it more easy for us to plan for the future improvements in the neighborhood locations and future growth areas as well.
I guess, like, I know the building would need to be upgraded and whatnot. What's the reasoning behind, doing this now, in terms of building this new library, and why do you think it's needed, I guess, with
Sure.
being in a digital age, if you will?
That's a great question, and there's a lot to that answer. But I think that one of the things I want to point out is the planning, the recognition for the need for a new library has been in the works and understood for decades. I think how we have taken steps along the way with different studies and community involvement, community engagement sessions over the years, leading up to last year when we recognized that maybe Pershing site isn't the answer, that allowed us to think outside the box somewhat, and then the timing was perfect with SCC's eventual departure from 1111 O Street. So it's a combination of a lot of hands and stakeholders' input over the years, mixed with the perfect timing. And why do we need one? We're always going to need a library in an area where there are a lot of people. And downtown has thousands of people here, but also we know that the Central Library, with its collections, with its resources, is the most visited library from outlying areas within the city. And it makes sense to have a central library still in the heart of downtown. And we have a lot of staff who work in this building too. So it's more than just a big branch. It's a facility that services all of the other branches through processing, delivery, and everything that it takes to run a great library system.
Local government, at its best, helps people reach their full human potential. And access to information and learning opportunities is at the very foundation of being able to chart your own destiny. And when people come to our libraries, some check out books to read for fun, others learn a new skill or get help with a resume as they seek employment. And this is a chance for people to develop their skills and learning in order to have economic opportunity and vitality for themselves and their families. We are far more than books. We are about helping people reach their full human potential. And the shape of the buildings may change, the technology may change, but that core mission remains the same. And there's no other resource like that that's free. But because our community invests in our public libraries, we have the opportunity to put the world at people's fingertips for free. And that's why this matters. All right, any other questions?
What's the timeline?
Good question. We've got the timeline on a poster here, I think, but you want to take that question?
Sure. We will have a series of public forums and community engagement sessions during June and July, and there will be some city council actions later this summer. And then if all goes well and right, we'll begin the design process later this fall into next year, with construction beginning in 2026. And a grand opening, again, if everything goes well, in spring of 2028.
So these are not necessarily the designs that it's going to look like?
They're conceptual, but they're based on a lot of real data and again, community engagement over the years that have led to how we plan that space, including as far down as the sizes of the collections that you see represented here, the sizes of the meeting spaces. But we expect through community engagement and feedback for the eventual design to be refined and finalized.
I have one last question. With the new convention center also being constructed not too far away from this new library site, how do you think the two will kind of coexist and pair well with each other?
Lincoln is a city on the rise, and you can see it in the cranes on our skyline, and this new project, the new park we're building in the West Haymarket, the music box that the Downtown Lincoln Association is going to be leading our music district, and the convention center being led by the county is yet another aspect of growing this community's vibrancy and vitality, and the ability to welcome more people to the capital city to show them what an incredible place this is, the quality of life capital of the country.
What will become of Bennett Martin?
Well, one of the aspects I mentioned earlier about the value of our move and the proposed new site is that it opens up more areas of our city for economic development. So the city would not continue to use this as a library, but would put this out for sale, potentially an RFP process, but we are not at that stage yet. But both this site and the site at Pershing would be new development opportunities for downtown and our wider community. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this announcement. Thank you for caring about libraries. We're so excited to get this one launched, this new proposed central library, and all that it will do to make life better for our people. Thank you.